My parents caught me misbehaving only once. I was smashing plates and relishing the sound that they made. Only got through a handful of them before my mother got to me, grabbing my arm with a grip reserved for sailors raising a mast on rough seas. She held me there fast until I knew there was no escape from her judgment. What caught me off guard, however, was that she did not berate my action. She simply said, "All actions have a tax on them. If you dip too far into the red, then the taxmen will come for you." Let me tell you of young Ernst, a boy from when I was your age. She proceeded to sit me down and then describe this Ernst to me. A short boy, wider and stronger than others of his age. He never needed a coat in the winter or a hat in the sun. Every child and animal stayed away from him. Those that did not would find themselves at the mercy of his destructive nature. Often he would find us playing in the river and throw rocks at us, or chase us with sticks through the fields. Other times he would tell us lies, informing us that it was safe to drink from water out in the marsh, or that it was safe to go near a dog that was wild. Nothing in the house he lived at was safe from his machinations. Vases and paintings, glasses and walls, they all fell prey to his bedlam. Ernst was a tormentor of the worst kind, and his onslaught of terrors seemed to have no end. One evening, after being shut in his room earlier than usual by his parents, he had a frightful tantrum, lasting well into the morning hours. That is when he was audited by the taxmen. Ernst did not see the man at first. He had just smashed a wooden chest used to store his seasonal clothing, and holding a snapped wooden slat in his shaking white-knuckled fist, turned to find a rather lithe man crouched in his room. He was wearing a tweed suit that looked tight on his small body. His head donned a small hat that bore the number 88. His body looked like a birch tree in winter. He was holding a rotary pinwheel calculator with the label Oddner on it, and his hands were poised on it, like a pianist about to perform. What really held Ernst's gaze was the man's face. An overly large, long nose underneath glasses that always caught the moonlight despite how you looked upon them. They stared at each other for a long time, unmoving. Ernst sizing the man up and down, looking to find a convenient spot to hit him with the wooden slat he held. This man started to move and was just about to talk when his actions were cut short by Ernst's advance on him. Swinging the slat towards an unkempt shoe, Ernst felt the wood stop mid-arc. Thinking he had misjudged the distance and hit a shin, he looked and saw the slat between the lanky thumb and forefinger of this man. Before he could let go, the man produced a wrought iron cage and flung Ernst into it. Shocked at this maneuver, Ernst found himself unable to speak. The man once again started to explain his presence, telling Ernst that he was a taxman and here to audit and collect what he was owed. Running over a multitude of actions Ernst had committed throughout his life, the Oddner whirred and clicked with maddening speed. A long ream of paper was soaring out of it, set with numbers and symbols too advanced for the mind of a child. Then the taxman stopped. He said that there were no good deeds that could be deducted from the gross earnings Ernst had done. and so the full weight was owed. Setting the cage on a scale, the taxman adjusted a slide and said, "That will cover it." He got up, collected his things, packed up a screaming Ernst, and left. In the morning, all his parents found was a pile of paper and a receipt on the floor stating that the initial inspection had been accepted, yet there will be no return this year. My mother ended her story. She then brought me to her room and produced a bound stack of paper, the top of which had my name on it and last year's date beside it. The contents were a series of numbers and symbols that I could not decipher. The last page stated, "Initial inspection shows in the lowest quintile. Return accepted."